Okay, did you know that you can lease a cell phone? That's right. You can actually lease a cell phone instead of buying it outright. And I was curious whether or not cell phone leasing is worth it. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the different options that you have for buying a cell phone, what cell phone leasing is, the pros and cons of it, whether or not buying a phone outright is cheaper, and the bottom line of what I think. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. If you are new to the channel, we talk about all ways to live debt free, help you with your debt free journey. So scroll down and click that red subscribe button so you never miss another video from me. So some of you actually didn't know what cell phone leasing was when I was talking about this inside of the Debt Free Millennials Facebook group. And it's something that I've had some experience with, so I want to talk about this because cell phones are like ridiculously expensive now. 2 years ago, I bought this phone. This is the iPhone 10, and I bought it outright for $1,000. A lot of us don't have $1,000 or a sinking fund set up in place to pay for a cell phone like this. So that gets people to think maybe that they should finance or lease their cell phone. Now, there are 3 different ways to buy a cell phone in the US. The first is just buying it outright, saving up the money and paying for it in full in cash. The second way is through financing. So you're typically put on a monthly payment plan for a certain number of months, and then at the end of your financing terms, you own that phone outright. Now, the third way is through cell phone leasing. You are put on a leasing plan in which you pay a monthly fee to use that phone, and then at the end of your lease payment terms, then you have the option to upgrade to the latest and newest cell phone, or you have the option to maybe purchase that outright, or continue to lease out that phone, keep paying money to use it, but you never actually own it. So let's talk about why you would want to lease a cell phone. There's kind of 3 major reasons why you would want to do this. And the first is you don't have the money up front to pay for a cell phone in full. The second option is you might want to take advantage of a promotion or a discount that's running currently to make your cell phone cheaper to pay for every single month, or maybe there's a discount to add an additional line, so it makes it a little bit more worth it. The third reason why you might want to upgrade is so that you can upgrade to the latest model. If you are an avid iPhone user, and I know people are just gung-ho about iPhones. I've always had an iPhone, so I feel you. But there are some people who just need the latest and greatest model as soon as it comes out, and that's where leasing comes into play because they can update and upgrade as soon as the latest iPhone is out. Okay, let's talk about the pros of leasing. You typically aren't charged any interest to lease a phone, and it gets you into that upgraded model as soon as it's out. Now let's talk about the cons of leasing. Sometimes you have to manually go into your cell phone account and get yourself off of that lease plan. Otherwise, if you don't do anything, the cell phone carrier is just going to continue that lease plan even after your terms are up. And so you're going to continue to pay money into that phone, which is the other con, is that you don't actually own that cell phone outright. So you're going to keep paying for something that you don't actually own. Another big con, or can be considered a con, is that you are locked into a contract with that cell phone carrier. Because if you break a lease early, sometimes you are on the hook to pay off the rest of the balance on that phone. So it gets you into a contract with that cell phone carrier. So sometimes that can be 18, 24 months. And then if something happens or you don't like your carrier anymore and you want to switch, it can cost you big time. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into my cell phone account and I'm going to show you some of the different options that were presented to me. I'm a Sprint customer and they just merged with T-Mobile, so you're going to see the Sprint interface and somehow that's going to mix into T-Mobile, I guess. But let me show you how these options can kind of get tricky to figure out. All right, so I'm upgrading. This is what it would look like if I was to upgrade my current iPhone 10 to something else. And you can see like they really push these monthly payments because that's what's big and bold for each of these cell phone options. And then in teeny tiny font, they're gonna put the full price. So if I was to upgrade to the iPhone 12, they show me the monthly payment and then what would be due today as a down payment, and then the full price. So if I was to, let's see, go to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, why not? Okay, so here's my options inside of Sprint. So I can either do financing, lease, or pay in full. The pay in full is $1,000 or $1,100. The 24-month financing is $41.67 plus $100 due upfront today. Then they do have an offer available with this, which is purchase a qualifying iPhone, which would be this iPhone 12 Pro Max, and then get an iPhone 11. That's contingent upon this 24 monthly bill credits when you add a line. So this can be attractive sometimes if you are planning on bringing another family member on board to your cell phone plan, which can make it cheaper if you add more lines. We've done this before and I'll talk about that in a second. But that's the financing plan in which you pay the $41.67 every single month for 24 months and then you'll own it after it's paid off. Then here's the lease option. So the lease option is 18 months and then you're going to pay $45.45 every single month for 18 months, and then you can upgrade to a new phone or pay the purchase option price to own it. So you can either do that in one lump sum or add another 9 monthly payments. So let's do the math here. So that's $41.67 times 24 plus $99.99. So that's roughly about the same price, right? So it's $1,100 versus $1,100. We're off by a couple of cents. And then with the financing option, you get that iPhone 11 if you add a new line, which obviously would cost more money. But if you're bringing on a family member who's paying for that line, then maybe it's a win-win. All right, let's check out the 18-month flex lease option. So this is $45.45 times 18 months. So you'd pay $818 with the option of upgrading to the latest and greatest iPhone afterwards, but you'd still be on the hook to pay for that next latest model of the iPhone. So you would still be on a monthly payment plan. So if you chose to do an additional 9 monthly payments at the same price, I'm assuming, plus the 18. So the lease option would be the most expensive by an extra $127-ish if we were comparing the $1,100 amount for paying in full or the 24-month financing. So in this example, the 18-month flex lease option, you would be paying the most amount of money if you decided to own that phone outright after your lease terms were up. Otherwise, you'd be upgrading to a new phone and into another monthly payment plan. So Kyle and I actually did this about 2 years ago. We added his mom onto our existing cell phone plan because it would be cheaper and she would have the option to upgrade to a smartphone, which at that time she did not have a smartphone. So we wanted to make sure she had a smartphone so that we could communicate a lot better. So when we did that, Kyle wanted to upgrade his phone, and to buy it outright was $1,000, or we could get on a financing plan in which we would get a $20 discount off of our financing plan with the option to buy it outright at the end of the plan and then add in that new line. And so we ended up doing this. Long story short, it was kind of a pain because they didn't get the details of our terms correct in the beginning, and was putting his mom on like a California new line when we wanted to keep her old line. Anyway, we got it all sorted out, and we made that payment every single month for 18 months. And then we had the option to purchase the rest of the phone outright. And so the phone that he selected was originally $1,000. And we ended up, through this discounted plan, only paying $700 throughout the course of the 18-month financing terms. And so we ended up saving $300, also adding a new line, and Kyle's mom pays for her own service. So it ended up working out for us. But keep in mind, one thing that I've noticed when I was on Sprint is that those monthly payment options were based upon my credit score. So I have an idea, an inkling, that the higher your credit score, the more favorable those monthly terms are going to be. So if you have poor credit or okay credit, chances are those monthly payment amounts for a cell phone financing option or a leasing option could be a lot higher. So look into that if this ends up being an option you want to look into. So let's answer this question. Is buying a cell phone outright cheaper than financing or leasing a cell phone? And not necessarily. It used to be, I remember this like 5 years ago, it used to be that buying a cell phone outright was cheaper. However, cell phone carriers are incentivized by getting you on a plan that extends your terms with that cell phone carrier. So in other words, if you end up financing or leasing, you're on the hook for at least 18 to 24 months, which means you're also on the hook for paying for your data plan. So not only are you paying for that cell phone, you are also paying for that data plan, which means the cell phone carriers know you are going to be a customer for at least 1.5 to 2 years, and you can't get out of that contract unless you pay for cancellation fees or buying the phone outright, and that could be a mess. So not necessarily cheaper anymore to buy a cell phone outright. Okay, so bottom line, is cell phone leasing or financing a good deal? Is it worth it? Now, in my case, when I was on Sprint, leasing actually was the most expensive option, but only by $127. So if you ended up purchasing the phone at the end of your lease, then it would be more expensive. Otherwise, you would just upgrade into that new plan. It looked like financing was just as much as buying it outright. So you could roll in that financing monthly payment plan to your monthly budget, and there really was no penalties for it. I wasn't charged any extra interest for this, and it seems like if you didn't have the money up front, you can make this a monthly payment plan. So you really have to do your research and ask yourself, is it worth it to you to have the latest and greatest model? And for a lot of us, as I was talking inside of the Facebook group, a lot of us have our cell phones for at least 2 to 4 years before we upgrade or before these things crap out, because let's be honest, I feel like things just kind of suddenly I have to use my charger all the time. And it's on a timer maybe. I don't know. Apple, you've got me wrapped around your finger, I guess. So what do you think? Do you think cell phone leasing is worth it? Financing or buying outright? What's your go-to? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, because this is something that doesn't get talked about, but it's a big expense. It's a lot of money. And if you're not careful, you can really be overpaying for your cell phone inside of your plan. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you want to live payment free and crush that debt of yours, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video.